Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about and discuss Impact Wrestling for September the 29th, 2022. The fallout from last Friday's Victory Road. This was an okay show. Masha Slamovich kicks ass. She's still the baddest bitch in the game for Impact right now. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Impact needs to build their knockouts division around Killer Kelly, Masha Slamovich, and Tasha Steelz. It needs to happen. It needs to fucking happen. Let's fucking do it, Scott D'Amore. Let's fucking do it. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Let's go ahead and get started with the review. So we kicked the show off. First match of the night, Bullet Club, featuring Ace Austin and Chris Bay with Fuck Off Juice Robinson versus Trey Miguel and Laredo Kid. Bullet Club, they win via the Art of Finesse, followed by the Fold for the 3. So I'm happy that Bullet Club won. I really am. Hopefully Bay and Ace, they get a push. It needs to happen. I would love for them to be Impact World Tag Team Champions. It needs to fucking happen. It needs to. These guys deserve better. They've been in Impact for about going on 3 years now. And I believe that Ace Austin, I believe he signed a new deal. I want to say, was it last year or was it earlier this year? Either way, he signed a new year deal. A new deal. Give the man a fucking push, guys. Seriously, give him a damn push. I like Ace Austin and Chris Bay. If not, like, if they're not going to push Bullet Club or whatever, then if I'm Ace Austin and Chris Bay, when it comes for my contract, when it's over and done with, I'm not re-signing, and I'm going to try, either with New Japan or AEW or WWE, MLW, something. Because these guys are great. I'm a fan of both, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Gia Miller, she has an interview with Pajinder Gujar. So he says that he suffered a broken nose in last week's ladder match for the Digital Media Championship. Okay. He also says that he's got a taste for gold and that he wants more. So Pajinder reveals that he's going to be entering in Call Your Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory. Okay. Gia Miller, she's not done interviewing for the night. She interviews Frankie Kazarian. So Frankie says that the reason he competed in the triple threat revolver at Victory Road was to prove that he could still hang with this crop of X Division stars. Newsflash, Kazarian, Mike Bailey isn't a fucking star. He's a fucking jobber. He's bland as shit. Fuck him. Kazarian admits that he's a fan of Bailey and he respects him, but he sends a warning that Bailey is playing a game that he created. So, I don't know what they're going to do with this whole X Division thing. The whole X Division needs to be revamped, like, for real. It needs to be revitalized completely. Because Mike Bailey, man, he fucked it up real bad. Having him going over Ace Austin and Trey Miguel, Chris Bay, and so many others, it's not cool. It really isn't. So, moving on, there was a weird individual. He was wearing a yellow hoodie. He attempted to jump the guardrail behind Tom Hannafin and Matthew Raywall. I don't know what that was about. Probably something to do with Eric Young, probably. So they didn't go over this ridiculous stipulation that Masha Slamovich and Allie Katch, they've been locked in a room. They've done this a million times. They did it with Moose, Sammy Callahan, and a couple other guys they've done it with as well for these Monster Balls matches. It's not believable. I hate when they do that. I really do. We all know that it's done like an hour or 2 hours before the show anyway. That's just, my take on it. Next, we had Brian Myers, another boring guy, versus Crazy Steve for the Digital Media Championship. So Myers, he wins via the roster cut clothesline for the rooster cut clothesline for the 1-2-3. Who really cares? He gets on the mic and says that in the last 3 months he's made the Digital Media title the most prestigious title in Impact Wrestling. That's a fucking lie. It's a jobber's title. Let's just be honest. Myers lays out an open challenge for Bound for Glory, daring anyone to step up to the most quote-unquote professional wrestler. Who gives a fuck? I have no idea who it's going to be, and I don't give a shit. So then we got some really cool comedy segment involving Johnny Swinger, Ziggy Dice, Johnny Bravo, Jessica, and Taya Valkyrie. So they all revisit Swinger's dungeon. Pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. Then my boy Joe Henry. That's my dude. I love me some Joe Henry. Joe Henry fucking kicks ass. I love me some Joe Henry. He gave us another really cool vignette. So it was like this family trying to get the estate of a loved one who passed on. And then one of the guys says, well, it's already been sold and given to somebody else. It's not going to be any of you guys. And the guy says, who? And then he says, Joe Henry. Oh man, I literally LOL'd, man. When I watched that, I laughed my ass off. Such good shit. Impact has got to get Joe Hendry with Ziggy Dice and Johnny Swinger. We've got to see some type of crossover with these guys. We've got to. It would be fucking comedic gold. Seriously. Comedic gold, man. Alright, moving on. Rosemary, she tries to enlist the help of Father James Mitchell to restore Jessica to a former self. So, basically, Mitchell, he dips out. So, Taya and Jessica, they overhear this. And they try to convince Rosemary that Jessica have a lot of work to do. And basically, Jessica said she's here to stay. And Rosemary is like, well, you know what? You gotta prepare. We got a ton of work to do between now and Bound for Glory. And they all are happy. Moving on. Black Taurus versus Delirious. Really good match. My boy Taurus wins via Destination Hellhole. I really am digging Black Taurus. I love him. He needs more of a push. So we get a backstage promo by Bobby Fish. He's being interviewed by Gia Miller. This is her third interview of the night. So Bobby says that he's here in Impact Wrestling to pick a fight. Fish sets his sight on the Impact World Championship, and he reveals that he's going to enter Call Your Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory. So he's another participant in Call Your Shot. Okay, that's cool. He's not gonna win, but all right. Moving on. So backstage, Mia Yim, she admits that she was hesitant. No, this is Gia Miller's fourth interview of the night. So Mia Yim says that she was hesitant to accept Mickie James' challenge for a match at Bound for Glory. After all, Mickey's next loss will be her last. And then Yim, she shows footage of a match she had with James earlier on in her career. This probably had to be maybe 2001, 2003, something like that. I don't know. Maybe 04, 05. I don't fucking know. And that she says that she has too much respect to take it easy on her at Bound for Glory. And then out of nowhere, Giselle Shaw, she says, well, no, I'm not gonna say that. So Giselle Shaw says she fell victim at Victory Road. She claims that Mia Yim doesn't have what it takes to beat her. And then Mia Yim, she lays down a warm-up challenge to Giselle Shaw for next week. Okay, who cares? Who really fucking cares? All right, next, this really pissed me off, and this is why I want the belt off of Josh Alexander. I'm actually getting tired of Josh Alexander and Eddie Edwards. They're both starting to really fucking annoy me. I'm over this fucking feud. So, we had a really long, lengthy promo back and forth between Josh Alexander and Eddie Edwards and the rest of Honor No More. So, Honor No More, they hit the stage. They hit the ring. So, Eddie, he gets on the mic. He says that not only did Honor No More prove that they were capable of at Victory Road, but he proved that he could beat Josh Alexander when he pinned him in a 6-man tag. However, Eddie admits that the group has still suffered a setback, and he blames PCO for that, for not being able to soften up the Motor City Machine Guns for the Kingdom at Bound for Glory. So Edwards, he accuses PCO of stepping up to him when he's not supposed to, and demands that he obeys his orders only. So Vincent, he places the black bag over him. And the celebration continues because Maria, she shows a clip of Edwards pinning Josh Alexander, something that no one's been able to do since Moose defeated him for the Impact World Championship last year at Bound for Glory. Canelo says that Edwards' victory is even more impressive because he was able to do it clean. Unlike Moose, who after called a shot, who called a shot after Josh Alexander already competed in a match, which was true. And that does make sense. And then Josh, he comes out. He says that each member of Honor No More is afraid of being overlooked and insignificant again. Alexander calls his match with Edwards just another fight. And the only difference is how they view the prize. The Impact World title. Edwards views it as job security, and Alexander views it as a symbol of the best wrestler on earth. Typical babyface bullshit from Alexander here. Like, who cares? It's not important. And then Eddie says that in eight days, Josh will regret his decision not to join Honor No More in their war against Impact Wrestling. Eddie says that not only does he have momentum heading into Bound for Glory, but he will enter the biggest event of the year with Honor No More, his family by his side. And then Alexander, he fires back and says that while it may look that he's at a numbers disadvantage, He fights with the Impact Faithful and fans by his side, and that makes Edwards the only one who's outnumbered. And then, out of nowhere, there's a massive brawl that ensues. So Josh attempts to take out Honor No More, but he falls victim to it. And then out of nowhere, Heath and Swan, they come to make the save, but then they're beaten down, and then out comes the Motor City Machine Guns to even the odds. And then it's a big brawl that ensues, which was kind of fucking stupid. And then Alexander and Eddie, they look at one another, they stare each other down, and that was it. And I'm just like, this makes no sense because they came to blows like just 2 weeks ago, you know? This literally doesn't make any sense. This doesn't. Like, I'm so over this shit, you know? So all that nonsense led into Honor No More, featuring PCO and Vincent versus Rich Swan and Heath. Swan wins via the Phoenix Splash. Who cares? This just progresses the story that PCO is going to turn his back on Honor No More. Anyway, we all know that PCO, his contract is up sometime in October. I'm not sure when. I don't know if it's towards the middle or the end of October, but it's up. Same thing with Mia Yim. Her contract is up 2 days after Bound for Glory, which I doubt she'll re-sign. If she does re-sign, it'll be for maybe like 6 months. Moving on. So, Gia Miller, who has her 5th interview of the night. Damn, she's busy. She interviewed Moose, and he admits that he and Macklin did make a deal, and that he agreed to help Macklin in the Collier Shunt Gauntlet for every time Macklin helped him out with Sami Callihan. Moose says that the deal's out of the window since Macklin won at Victory Road, and that's going to be every man for himself come Bound for Glory. And then a brawl ensues between Moose and Steve Macklin after they both jaw jack. Alright, let's continue on, shall we? Scott D'Amore is out next, and he wants to ensure and tell security that they ensure Moose and Steve Macklin won't cause any more trouble tonight. Sami Callihan, he appears. He's got a bruised eye, so basically he's no longer able to compete until Bound for Glory, even though he wants to fight both Moose and Macklin, because he says he has some unfinished business to do from Victory Road. And so Scott D'Amore shuts him down, says, nah, it's not going to happen since he's injured. So what he's going to do is it's going to be a singles match next week involving Steve Macklin and Moose, with Sami Callihan being the special guest referee. That should be interesting, should be kind of fun, and I hope that it's going to be the main event. Speaking of main event, Masha Slamovich versus Allie Katch. Fucking awesome. Love the main event. So there was color involved for Masha Slamovich, and I believe there was color for Allie Katch as well, I think. So this was really fun. You know, we saw thumbtacks, steel chairs, doors, people going through tables. Really good spots all throughout the match. So towards the end of the match, Allie Katch, she hits the pile driver. I thought she was going to win when she pile drived Masha into the thumbtacks. That was a sick ass spot, but thank God she kicked out at 2. And then Masha wins via the snowplow, aka the Russian Death Machine, on top of thumbtacks and cut Sonic hands for the 1, 2, 3. Fucking awesome visual. And Masha still continues to look like a badass bitch. Like, Masha can go. She can go. I hope she wins at Bound for Glory. They've got to build the division around her. Got to. I mean, she's been on a fucking dominant run. And I love how Impact's been building her up for the past 7, 8 months. She's going to be a badass knockouts champion. She's going to be. And I can't wait. Masha fucking rules. She kicks ass. This main event was great. I love the Monsters Ball match. Loved it. Masha looked like a fucking champ in this match. Same with Allie Katch as well. So hats off to both females. Kicked major ass. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Bound for Glory. I'm not too excited. I'm not. Peace.
To the